Donald Trump had a psychotic meltdown late last night in Los Angeles. He was here in my home state in order to grift and grift and grift. He was on the tarmac getting on Qatari Air Force One en route to Las Vegas, where he's going to grift even more. And he was asked questions during this impromptu press conference. And he had a psychotic meltdown on the tarmac. And then before that, he interviewed with state regime media Fox and also had a psychotic meltdown there as well. This is all happening while Donald Trump is surrendering to Iran, as Iran is negotiating a deal with Oman for Iran to control the Strait of Hormuz, to charge tolls, to supervise ships coming in and out. Donald Trump wants to take credit for the Iran and Oman deal, which is close to being completed, so Trump and Bessent and this regime of Epstein-class sickos can manipulate the markets even more. Donald Trump is incapable of doing a deal, so he's just going to take credit for the deal between Iran and Oman, which gives Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz, and Trump's going to spike the football and say, "We did it! Mission accomplished." Now, as I reported last night, this comes at the same time that the Houthis were able to strike within Dubai at a port city there. This follows 3 tankers in the past 48 hours or so being struck in the Strait of Hormuz by Iran. Iran also struck a U.S. base in Kuwait and shot down an MQ-9 Reaper, and the United States completely ran out of its interceptors, its THAAD and Patriots, and Navy destroyer anti-ballistics, and it is reached a cataclysmic point for the United States military. Trump has bankrupted our military just as he has bankrupted his companies and all of the things that he has touched throughout his life. So, Donald Trump on the tarmac, he's asked, is Jeanine Pirro safe? Are you going to keep her in her position as the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, that top federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C., or are you going to fire her because she dismissed the felony criminal case against 2-time Olympic canoeist David Hurd, who was framed with fabricated evidence by you, Donald Trump, and Doug Burgum from the Department of Interior, saying he vandalized the reflecting pool? Are you going to fire Jeanine Pirro for dismissing that case? And Donald Trump's like, I haven't made a determination yet, and maybe he will fire her. We've been reporting first on the MeidasTouch network that we believe the decision was already made to fire her or to have her resign. I'm sure we will hear that very soon, that she is gone. Bye-bye, Jeanine. Let's just play this clip of what Trump just said. Let's play it.
Told her I was not happy.
Is she safe? Are you going to keep her in the position?
I haven't made a determination.
Then Donald Trump is asked, do you have any comments about MAGA Republican Congressmember Max Miller, who has been accused by multiple women, including his ex-wife, of very serious abuse? He's also been accused, or allegations, of abuse towards his daughter, also abuse allegations against prior girlfriends. Max Miller interviewed with Jake Tapper on CNN. Tapper actually did a good interview. And Max Miller said, Donald Trump called me. He calls me Maxie. I'm going to stay in this race. I'm going to keep my position. I'm just like Donald. He gets accused of things. I get accused of things. That's just who we are. And here Donald Trump says, I hope things are able to work out for Max Miller. I hope he's able to work it out. I feel badly for him. You feel badly for Max Miller? How about feeling bad for his ex-wife? How about feeling bad for his daughter and the other women who have accused him of abuse? How about even, and I don't like this guy at all, but Bernie Moreno, the MAGA Republican senator from Ohio, the father of Max Miller's ex-wife. So Bernie Moreno, this MAGA Republican senator, is Max Miller's former father-in-law. And he said that Miller is a psycho, that Miller needs psychological help, that Miller is a threat to his daughter, and that Miller should lose his job. We also heard from a lot of other MAGA Republican senators who said Miller needs to go. But Trump says he feels bad for Miller. Here, watch this clip.
I hope he's able to work sit down. I feel bad for him.
Then Donald Trump during this real psychotic meltdown. I mean, I don't know. You can describe this however you want to, but to me, this is psychotic behavior. And I don't want to use the term psychotic to let Donald Trump off the hook for his maliciousness. No, Trump's a war criminal. He should go to prison. He deserves to be tried in The Hague. That's 100% my view. That's my opinion. But here, Donald Trump, just so you can see for yourself as well, claims he saw the vandalism. Just the way he sees negotiations with the Ayatollah. He saw the vandalism himself. He said there are tapes. You can see the vandalism taken. There are no tapes. There are no tapes. This statement alone should be 25th Amendment territory. It should be more severe than the 25th Amendment. Honestly, this guy should be taken out of the White House or taken out of this tarmac in a straitjacket. And in California, do an involuntary 5150 hold on him for real. Listen to him say he saw tapes that don't exist of the vandalism. I mean, a real sicko. A real sicko. Here, play this clip.
What I just think was totally wrong. They did a beautiful job. There were a couple of little things, but that was not a big deal. And everybody saw the vandalism. All you have to do is look at the tape. If you look at the tape, plus we have a witness or two witnesses that saw the vandalism. So certainly when there was vandalism, it was actually, in my opinion, it was major vandalism. And I told her I was not happy.
Is she safe? Are you going to keep her in the position?
I haven't.
So then the reporter says, all right, Donald, so where are we on Iran right now? And Trump goes, I'll let you know in 48 hours. I did a 48-hour deadline. You're going to let us know in 48 hours? You're not even doing anything anymore. Iran is negotiating with Oman. The United States is not involved in these negotiations right now at all. The United States just wants to take credit for an Iran-Oman deal that gives Iran control over the Strait of Hormuz and has nothing to do with denuclearization at all. Here, play this clip of what Trump said.
We're moving along very nicely. We'll find out. We'll know in 48 hours.
Now, before Donald Trump got on Qatari Air Force One, can you believe I'm even saying that? Qatari Air Force One? That Air Force One's now a Qatari jet. You have the White House lawn look like a junkyard. They did a shoddy construction work on the helipad. They have to rebuild the helipad right there. The East Wing is probably all asbestos ridden right now as they build a freaking drone port and turn it into a military base because Trump is terrified that Iran wants to kill him. There are, Fox is reporting on new assassination threats regarding Donald Trump. They're pulling that again, I guess, in order to get sympathy or for him to build the drone port. Who the hell knows? But Donald Trump, before he gets on the tarmac, was with state regime media Fox. And then Donald Trump said, and let me tell you what every American family needs. What do we need, Donald? Healthcare? Yes. Education? Yes. Affordable groceries, yes. The ability to pay rent, yes. Affordable gas prices. Surely you're going to say that, right? No. Every American family needs a data center in their backyard. And if you want to get really rich, you need data centers right in your town, right in your backyard. That's what Trump and MAGA wants to do. Data centers in your backyard. This is what he says. I'm not being hyperbolic. Watch what he says. Here, play it.
I think any community that turns down AI is making a big mistake because your taxes are going to go way down. If you own a house, it's going to be more valuable. Mm-hmm. It's a tremendous thing. And I see it, it's almost like there's a campaign against, data centers. Mm-hmm. But data centers, if you look at the stats, everything's good around them. Now, the thing they should look at is blue states and blue cities, cities run by Democrats.
Then he can't even say a sentence without being a freaking weirdo. He's like, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Of Iran. Dude, what are you saying, man? Just be normal. Why can't we have a normal human being in this position? This is the presidency. I don't know how other people just aren't humiliated by this creature, by this freaking loser gremlin who walks around. I've seen the tapes. Republic of Iran. Dude, stop. Just stop it. I think everybody's just like, WTF America. What the F? Name of my book with my brothers. Pre-order it now. But WTF. Here, play this clip.
A gallon, $2.50. It was down to $1.85 before I had to make this little journey to the Islamic Republic of Iran. I had to make it. We had the best numbers that anybody's ever seen.
All right, then Donald Trump says that he deserves an A+ on the economy. Costs are down. Everyone's great. We're in a golden age. He says A+. Here, play this clip.
And they're all coming down now. The food, the groceries, it's all coming down. We've done a great job. You know, I think we should be given an A+ on the economy, but I think that's coming. People are starting to talk about it.
By the way, he made a social media post as well as he was having this psychotic meltdown saying, we're in a golden age, everybody's rich, Americans are thriving, everybody has homes, everybody has health care. It's never been better. That was his post. It's like, I don't even read. You get it. He writes the most psychotic post. Then he says, we had a very good day today with Iran. Very good day. Iran likes to say that we're not negotiating with them, but we are negotiating. It's like Trump's like forcing himself in a negotiation onto Iran. And Iran's like, dude, get away from me. We're not negotiating with you. We're not talking to you. I mean, just think about the posture right now of how embarrassing this is for the United States. That Iran keeps publicly saying, we're not talking. And Trump's like, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Like, dude, you look like you look like a stalker. You're like a stalker. He is a predator, right? I mean, he is a sexual predator, right? I mean, how else do you expect? I mean, he's a sexual predator because he was found civilly liable for sexual assault. Then separately, in a criminal case, he was found criminally liable for business records. So he's a felon in a separate case for like business records. And then he's been found civilly liable for it. And he's bankrupted everything. I guess this is how they behave. Here, play this clip.
The war, we have a very good day today. You know, they don't like to say that. The Iranians, they always like to say, we didn't discuss that. People have found out that's not true. They had an all-day negotiation today, and it looks like things are very good. And if that happens where the Strait is opened up, they'll never have a nuclear weapon. But if the Strait opens up, and it's partially opened anyway, and as you know, we control the Strait totally through the blockade. But if we have no friction, then oil will go down to, I think it'll go down to $2.50 a gallon, $2.50. You know, it was down to 185 before I had to make this little journey to the Islamic Republic of Iran. I had to make it. We had the best number.
Then Donald Trump talks about how he has TiVo and he likes the guy who he's interviewing with and he saves it on TiVo. Let's play this clip.
They don't want to talk about it, but they're having no choice. And again, whether it's Laura or Sean or Jesse or you have such a good show. I watch you all the time.
Thank you, sir. Sometimes
they tape it and watch it. It's okay. You know, it's I don't know what they call it today. They used to call it TiVo. Maybe they still do.
Yeah.
But I love TiVo or its equivalent.
DVR.
But you do a great job.
Thank you,
really
sir.
Good.
We are back with Katie Zachariah, Caroline Sunshine.
Then the reporter says, so if Iran backs out again, are they done? What do you mean, are they done? With the stupidest question. Are they done? Are they done with what? They're winning the war. America abandoned all of its bases in the Middle East. The Middle East nations are telling the United States, you don't have the interceptors to protect us. Our military is leaking that we've run out of THAAD interceptors and PAC-3 interceptors and SM-3s and anti-ballistics from the Navy destroyers, and we don't have our equipment anymore. What do you mean, are they done? America lost. America's done. And I say this as a patriotic American. America lost the war to Iran badly. Iran kicked our ass. We should never have been involved in the catastrophic war in the first place with Netanyahu, and having our military under the command of an idiot, of this gremlin creature thing, loser, bankrupter, scumbag Trump, and this regime of Hegseths and Lutnicks and Epstein class, predators. You lose. They're losers. But here's the question. Are they done? What do you mean, are they done? They won. They won. It's over. They won. Here, play this clip.
This whole world would be a different place.
If they back out again, are they done?
Well, if they back out again, they're going to get hit really hard. They know that. They understand that. I have no choice. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. It's not like, gee, let's, think about something else. No, it should have been done by many presidents over many years, and it was.
And then Trump's like, I had very good discussions. Here, let's play it.
Hit them very, very hard, but the hard hit is yet to come, and hopefully we won't have to use it. I hope we won't have to. We're having very good discussions. They don't like to admit that, but it's a little bit disconcerting. You tell people like you, we're having wonderful discussions, and then some guy will come out of Iran and say, we have not met, we have not, it's just such a lie. All day long, you understand, it's just incredible. We didn't talk, they'll say, we didn't talk about nuclear. Well, what do we talk about? We're sitting there twiddling our thumbs, right? So, but it doesn't matter, that's talk. The only thing that matters is action, and they want to make a deal. We'll see what happens. If they don't make a deal, it's going to be too bad.
And then the question keeps going back. At what point do you just say enough is enough and there's no coming back? And Trump's like, I've got plenty of time. Here, play this clip.
At what point do you say enough and there's no coming back for Iran?
Well, I have plenty of time.
And the way Donald Trump refers to the earthquake in Venezuela, which killed thousands of people, he's like, they had a tragedy the other day, but things are great now. I guess you can call what happened an earthquake. And by the way, I have serious red flags. I'm not getting into a conspiratorial lane because, I have no cause and effect that the fracking and the drilling and the kind of massive trauma caused to the ground could triggered any type of, seismic activity. I mean, there are studies that do talk about connections between fracking and seismic activity. I have no connection here. But I do find it fascinating that you had this very rare forequake, then earthquake, which is a very rare sequence. And then also, Delcy Rodriguez, the authoritarian leader in Venezuela, was spending most of her time awarding medals to Trump and to Trump's people. And I think their disaster recovery was slow and shoddy and really hampered the ability to rescue people. But, that's my perspective and my opinion watching it. Let's play this clip.
Hundreds of billions of dollars. They're taking out hundreds of billions of dollars. It's a different place. It's actually become, they had the tragedy the other day with the problem, as you know, but that was a terrible problem. The earthquake, I guess you'd call it. It was a bad one. But outside of that, they have a country that is a very happy country again, but we...
And then, of course, you don't have a Trump psychotic meltdown without him attacking former President Obama and saying Obama was taken to the cleaners with Iran. Could you believe what Obama did? He did a deal. He did a real deal. A complex, complicated deal on paper, written, thousands of pages, very specific things, international coalitions. It dealt with denuclearization. It dealt with dilution. It dealt with the actual issues. And so now, what the hell are you doing? Obama can do a deal. Deals aren't easy to do. Let me just play this clip for a second so we can see it. Let's play.
Over many years, and it wasn't. And I'm doing it. Obama was taken to the cleaners. He thought he could bribe his way out. He gave them billions, tens of billions of dollars, so stupidly. 1.7 billion in cash, green cash, on a Boeing 757, an airplane loaded up with cash. They probably looked at it. They said, you got to be kidding. No, you can't bribe your way out. All you can do is fight your way out. And if they didn't, they wouldn't be talking if we weren't doing what we're doing. We hit them very, very hard, but the hard hit is yet to come, and hopefully we won't have to use it. I hope we won't have to. We're having very good discussions. They don't like to admit that, but it's a little bit disconcerting. You tell.
The point I make, thanks for playing that clip. The point I make in WTF America, by the way, pre-order it now. We have the QR code, link in the description below. Put in the comments that you pre-ordered WTF America. I have a whole chapter on how Trump's not a deal maker, how he's never done deals his life. Even in the art of the deal, Trump says that a deal for him is the beginning of the negotiation and is not a good faith bargain and exchange. He always will use it as the starting point to manipulate and extract more. He's never done a deal. He rips things apart, whether it's, Kuzma, Canadian-US-Mexico agreement, whether it's the JCPOA, whether it's Obamacare. Deals are complicated and tough. There are compromises that have to be made. They're not perfect, and both sides have to give. And so if you're a bad faith actor, it's easy to attack a deal because each side has to give. And so you can be, I would have got you this. I would have done this. I would have done that. I would have done this. But the reality of a deal is that both sides have to give and both sides have to reach a compromise. And Trump doesn't do that. He just thinks, I've got to make you submit and I got to make you tap out. And he bullies people to do that a lot of times. But when you step up to him and when you confront him, whether you're Abrego Garcia or David Hearn or E. Jean Carroll or Iran or Canada or whoever, or Greenland or whoever, you stand up to him, he's a loser. He's a lifelong loser. You have to stand up, you have to be aggressive, and you have to push back. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thank you for watching, everybody. We appreciate you.
Hey, if you want the full story, how democracy got here and how we take it back, pre-order our new book, WTF America, today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Let's do this.